We're always hearing about the massive promise of Web3 and blockchain, right? But there's this one crucial piece of the puzzle that's been missing, and it's holding back a tidal wave of innovation. That piece is programmable privacy, and we're about to break down exactly why it's such a game changer. To get a sense of just how big this is, look at this number, $30 trillion. That's the forecast for what the market for tokenized real-world assets is going to be worth by 2034. We're talking about everything, real estate, art, bonds, all living on chain. It's a huge, huge shift. But, if the opportunity is that massive, what's the holdup? Why haven't the biggest institutions on the planet already moved all these trillions of dollars over? Well, the answer is actually pretty simple, and it gets to the very heart of how blockchains work today. And that brings us to what I like to call the transparency paradox. See, the very thing that makes blockchain so incredible, the fact that it's an open, public, verifiable ledger, that's also its Achilles heel when you start talking about real-world business and finance. This really lays out the conflict perfectly. On one side, transparency gives us trust, auditability, immutability, all the good stuff. But on the flip side, it means every single transaction, every wallet balance, every trading strategy is out there for the world to see. This leads to things like front-running, or MEV, where bots literally steal money from you by seeing your trades ahead of time. It costs users billions. And for businesses, well, you can forget about confidentiality. And hey, don't just take my word for it. You've got giants like JP Morgan saying it loud and clear. Without a real solution for privacy, widespread institutional adoption is it's a non-starter. They simply can and won't put their sensitive financial data on a public billboard for everyone to read. So, the billion-dollar question, or maybe the trillion-dollar question, is how do you solve this paradox? How do you get the trust and security of a blockchain without that killer transparency? Well, the answer is in a pretty amazing cryptographic breakthrough that gives us a whole new kind of privacy. The technology is called Garbled Circuits. Now that might sound complicated, but the idea is actually pretty straightforward. It's a way for different people to run a calculation together using their secret information, but without ever having to show that secret information to each other. Think of it like a magic black box where you put in your secrets, it spits out the correct answer, and nobody ever sees what went inside. The classic example to explain this is called the millionaire's problem. It's simple. Two millionaires want to know who's richer, but they're not about to just tell each other their net worth. So they both encrypt their wealth. They garble it and feed it into a secure circuit. The circuit does its thing and spits out just the answer, millionaire A is richer, without ever revealing the actual numbers. The sensitive data stays completely private the whole time. It's brilliant. And here's the kicker. This isn't just some theory from a textbook. Real-world versions of garbled circuits are proving to be unbelievably efficient. We're talking over 3,000 times faster than other privacy tech you might have heard of, like FHE. This means it's not just possible, it's practical. It's scalable. It's something we can actually use today.